Greetings, Hawks. Now that you're Hawk ready, we're here to get you HawkSET. Professor Chandrasekhar.
Hi.
Professor Link Smith.
Hello.
Professor Powell.
Hi.
And I, Professor Kazim, will provide you with a guide to be a successful Hawk for the first week before classes start and that first important week of classes. We're going to cover some important topics during this conversation: the syllabus, class types, communication, flags, time management, and what the difference is between high school and college. So you hear the term the syllabus all the time, and we want you to know why it's important. The syllabus is the most important document in our course. It's basically a promise from us to you about what a successful student will do and what our expectations are. In the syllabus, we have general information about the course, like the course schedule, when we're meeting, and what type of format we're meeting in, the required course materials, books and supplies, and where you can get them. You can always get all your course materials at the CSM bookstore, either on campus or online. Contact information, how to get in touch with your instructor, and the student learning outcomes, what we expect a successful student to know at the end of the course. In the syllabus, there are also major CSM policies, such as plagiarism, attendance, access to information like learning support services and Thinking Storm and tutoring, information about important college dates, like when to register, when you can add and drop a class period, when you can withdraw or change to an audit, when you should be gearing up for the next adventure, and of course, what every student wants to know, when's spring break. In the syllabus, we also have specific course details that is tailored to this class. Your grading policies, what's being graded, what the assignments are, what do the assignments require, and how the assignments are broken down for grading. And of course, at the end of all syllabi, you're going to have that important course schedule with due dates. What's due and when is it due? Now, where do you find it? You find it in the My Learning shell. You'll hear it called a shell or a course. They're both the same thing. You access it through My Learning. The week before classes start, your shells are open, and you're going to see a welcome message there from your instructor to you, welcoming you to the class and sharing some important information to get you started. Speaking of getting started, you're going to see the My Learning Quick Start Guide. Please go through the guide. It's going to show you how to post assignments, submit things, how to look at discussion questions, information about how to access tests and submit those, everything you need to know on how to navigate My Learnings in that quick start guide. And then back to that all-important syllabus. We highly, highly suggest that you download it and print it out. Keep a hard copy right next to your desk when you're working.
I'm going to be talking about the type of classes that you will be seeing at CSM, and these are web-based, real-time technology, and hybrid. What are web-based classes? Us, the faculty, will put all of our class material online in our virtual environment, which is My Learning, including announcements. We will log into the class every day and monitor students log in and take attendance. And what is your responsibility as students? And that is to complete and submit all class material on the due dates that are stated. And these include discussion, tests, assignments, and additional readings and videos. What are real-time technology classes? Well, the faculty will have live lectures and activities that will be conducted as in the schedule in My Learning. All class meetings will be online in the virtual environment using My Learning, MS Teams, Zoom, and any other platform specified by your instructor. And what are your responsibilities? That would be attending live online lectures and activities and interacting with your professor and other students. You are also responsible for checking My Learning for all required course assignments and submission details. And real-time technology is divided into two types of classes. One is RTT with a physical campus that could be La Plata, Lettertown, or Prince Frederick, and will begin in the virtual environment and may move in-person classes if the college is no longer in remote or restricted status. And RTT with virtual campus will be held in the virtual environment for the entire duration of the course. What are hybrid classes? Well, the faculty will be combining virtual learning with in-person instructions. We will also put all the class material online except for those that can only be in person. And you, the students, are responsible to complete class material online and in person. And there will be mandatory class attendance to complete the course.
Thanks, Rupa. Hi, my name is Professor Linksmith, and I want to talk to you briefly about communication and staying in the know. You will find that when you take time to talk to your professors about concepts in the class or simply about your grades, you are building the bridge to a successful CSM semester. Did you know that 90% of Americans believe that communication is the most important skill needed to succeed? What's amazing about this finding is that you will have ample opportunity to engage in developing this critical skill here at the College of Southern Maryland. Now let's talk about communication in high school versus college. In high school, teachers approach you if they believe you need assistance, while in college, professors expect you to ask questions for clarification. High school teachers are often available for conversations before, during, or after class. While college professors have schedules that do not allow for questions before or after class sometimes. No problem. We have student hours, email, and phone messages are a way to connect. But can I text? I suggest you talk to your professor. High school teachers provide you with information you missed when you're absent. In college, professors expect students to attend their scheduled student hours or make an appointment if they need to talk about anything that's happening in the class. So times have changed. Communication with your professor or the college in general is no longer limited to a physical building or face-to-face. Communication is made easy at the College of Southern Maryland through the MyCSMD email. Access to your professor or the college is only a keystroke away. Microsoft Office 365 widget has been added to the homepage of My Learning in every class. An email can be sent to your professor directly from your course. Think of it. No more looking up phone numbers. No more waiting till the next class to meet with your professor to ask a question. I would say that's pretty grand. But what are the yes and the no ways to connect? Well, first and foremost is your CSMD email. Phone calls. Yes, please leave a message. We'll get right back to you. Office or student hours. Guess what? Professors enjoy talking. And what are the no ways? Yahoo Mail, Apple Mail, Gmail, and the list goes on. Here are some final points that I'd like to share with you. Talk to your professor. Professors are people too. Visit your professor during student hours or by appointment. After your initial visit, stay in touch with your professor. And again, remember to ask questions. You want to make sure that your professor knows you. And lastly, the CSMD email address is the official means of communication between students, professors, and the college. And when you put into practice these final points, you will leave meetings feeling confident that you have successfully met the challenge of staying in the know. Okay, Daphne, take it.
Hi, thanks, Lisa. So I'm going to talk to you, one concept here at the college is called flags. And so you'll start to see this when you're taking a course in My Learning. And so this really is a process that's been put into place because we want to see you successful. There's two things that could hinder you passing, obtaining a passing grade. One is attendance and the other is performance. So if you get a flag, make sure you read the feedback and contact your instructor as soon as possible. So when it comes to attendance, it is very important. Whether your class is in person or online, it's important that you show up and that you be involved. And performance is also an indicator, and it shows us how well you are retaining or learning the information. So once again, if you get a flag, don't panic, read what it says, and get in contact with your instructor. The next thing I want to talk about is time management. Whether this is your first year, second year, third year, if you're in the workplace, time management is always something that you have to really focus on. And so here's a few helpful hints. First one is, are there any suggestions on how to be organized? And yes, get a folder, divide by each class, each subject matter, write everything down. Clean off the spot and keep all your textbooks and all your assignments that you're using in one easy place so that you can find things. And as you can see, there's a beautiful example of an office space. Is there an easier way to stay on schedule? And yes, as Shaniza said earlier, at the bottom of your syllabus is a class schedule. So please print that out, put it right in the front of your notebook. That way you have it. And the other thing you can do is use your cell phone or a planner. Myself, I'm a cell phone.
I'm a cell phone.
I'm a planner type of person. Keeps everything nice and neat for me.
And I'm a cell phone person as well.
So it doesn't matter what you use, just use something. And how often should I log on My Learning? This is so important, students, because this is how we communicate with you. We email, we use discussion boards, we use announcements. So you gotta make sure you're not missing anything by logging in. And so how often should that be? A minimum of every other day, but I can tell you it wouldn't hurt to just check every day. And what is the top 3? So every day, write the top 3 things that you must do today. So if you have a final on Friday and a project due on Sunday, that should be the top thing on that day. So Friday, you should be like, final exam, check-in announcements, or whatever those top 3 things are. Because if you put it up top and you list them as important, that will keep you on task. And so next we're going to move into the difference between high school and college, and I'm going to take the instructor piece. In high school, your teachers remind you of your assignments and due dates. They'll write it on the board, or as you're walking out the class, they'll say, hey, remember you got an exam tomorrow. On college, we provide you with the syllabus. And at the end of the syllabus is the schedule. And that schedule has the due dates and the assignments. And that's what we use. Provide you with information when you've missed class or absent. I mean, in high school, in most cases, you're going to see that teacher every day or every other day, but you have access to that teacher every day because you're in the same building. College is a little different. And so it's very important that if you miss class, that you use the tools that are given to you. Go into the discussion board and say, hey, I missed the Zoom session. Can anybody tell me, what we went over? The most important thing, though, is that you initiate contact if you need help. If we have class on Monday and we don't get together until the following Monday, don't wait until Monday to ask a question. Use the discussion board, use email, call and leave a message, but just get in contact with us. We want to hear from you because we really care.
And what is the difference between high school and college in terms of studying? In high school, you would have found that the amount of time that you studied is comparable to the time that you spent in the classroom. But that's not true in college. In college, you should study at least 2 hours outside of the class for each credit. So for example, for 3 credits of a course, you should be spending 6 to 9 additional hours per week. And teachers in high school, they may have allotted class time for homework, but little or no class time is allotted for homework. So you need to do the homework outside of class.
So what's the difference between high school and college when it comes to grading? High school, extra credit projects or assignments are offered to help to raise your grade. In college, extra credit assignments or projects may not be offered to help you raise that grade. Final class grades in high school are determined by good faith effort. If you try hard, you will pass. However, in college, a good faith effort, it's very important. However, it won't change your status of your grade from failing to passing.
So what about those personal freedoms? There is a big difference between personal freedoms in high school and in college. So in high school, your parent or guardian is very involved in everything, your day-to-days, your grades, contact with the teacher, emails. In college, however, you are responsible for your own actions and, of course, consequences, because part of that is you're managing your own time. Whereas in high school, your teachers were assisting you and guiding your time and strategies and how much time you dedicated to classwork and homework. That doesn't happen in college, because in high school, the high school is obligated to teach you mandatory enrollment, as we know, and attendance until a certain age. But in college, it really is about you. Your success is determined by you. And we don't share your outcomes with parents or guardians in the process. It's essentially who you choose to share this information with. And the reason this is all important is because you are now Hawk ready and HawkSET. So the next step is Hawk Go. And during this process, we want to make sure that you have access to all of the information that we have available to you as you pursue your educational career here at CSM. So until we meet, thank you and have a good day.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Go Hawks!